Hunters, welcome back. Today we're on episode 4 of Hunter's Notes. We will be going back into the ancient forest again for another monster that inhabits it. Today we will be hunting the Tobi-Kadachi. And there's our Tobi-Kadachi. Apparently a mixture between what appears to be a snake and I'd say a squirrel. So if we read the hunter's notes in-game, we have a fanged wyvern that flies among the trees of the ancient forest. Its penchant to brush against the ground and the trees as it moves around builds up static electricity within its fur. So let's start with that static electricity. So Tobi-Kadachi stores electricity in its fur in order to attack with it, much like if we were to rub our socks on the carpet and give our buddy an electric shock. And it will inflict Thunderblight, the status of Thunderblight, onto you. Tobi-Kadachi is weak to water though, so if you do have water elemental weapons, it does do good against Tobi-Kadachi. In higher difficulties, Tobi-Kadachi can charge its electricity to an increased state, which will actually make it glow. Another thing that Tobi-Kadachi has going for it is in between its limbs it does have a membrane similar to that of a flying squirrel, which allows it to glide. So let's look at some of his special attacks to watch out for. Tobi-Kadachi will use its tail to attack very frequently, especially once charged with electricity. So it will do a flip and slam its tail onto the ground on top of you, or it will do a circle, like a dog chasing its tail, and whip its tail into you. It will also attack you with normal, traditional attacks where it will bite at you or attack you with its front claws, but those are not the special attacks you really need to worry about. In addition to that, if you're in an area with tall trees that it can climb, it will hold on to the trees. It will glide at you after hanging onto those trees, and then do the tail attack. In reality, all of its special attacks are just variations of hitting you with its tail, or its basic attacks, but you do need to watch the skies. Not in the same way as a flying wyvern, but he does have some hops, for lack of a better term. Breaking Tobi-Kadachi's tail will reduce the amount of electricity it can store. So it does save you from overcharged state, and it will reduce the amount of time it spends charged up. Do keep in mind though, the tail is not severable, so you will just have to pay attention to when you break the tail. Another thing that he's susceptible to is poison, so if you are having a hard time with Tobi-Kadachi, consider trying to poison him to get some extra damage in over time. Ultimately, Tobi-Kadachi is another one of the passive monsters. It is not an aggressive monster unless attacked, or if it's encountering another large monster in the forest, creating a turf war. So we are going to capture this one, and that's going to be the end of this hunt this time. Please stay tuned after the ending credit there, just to see a little bit of a hint for our next hunt. Thank you again for watching, hunters. Have a good hunt, and see you next time.